see all the beautiful things that we just showed you. Amazing.
Yeah.
But now we've got to talk about the reasons cities like this are being impacted.
Let's talk about the heat, and I'm not talking about the basketball team. We can do that another day. We got to talk about the actual temperature in Miami. It's getting warmer and warmer for visitors.
That we just had. We had 46 days where you had heat indices in the triple digits this summer, and we had our...
So let's talk about climate change and how it's having a major impact on your health. More days of warm weather have stretched our allergy season, meaning more people are suffering from seasonal allergies, the sniffling and the sneezing.
Oh, that's why you sneeze all the time.
Trust me, I'm feeling it. It's lasting a lot longer.
And here's another one. How about migraines, headaches? Nearly 1 in 10 people around the world suffer from migraines. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn has more on how a changing climate could actually mean more pain for a lot of patients. It's so hard as a meteorologist right now because I'm like protective, mama bear. Like, don't blame the weather.
Right,
okay?
on
You
that,
keep blaming this, and then of course I'm like, well, shoot.
Have you ever had a migraine?
One time.
Yeah.
And it is debilitating.
It's debilitating. I used to have them pretty regularly.
Really?
Yeah, and changing of my diet and some other things have fixed it so I don't have them, but I do always have something with me just in case, because I've had it where like the black spots, vomiting,
dang,
like so much pain. I couldn't keep my medicine down, and I was like, it's awful. So I feel for people that have migraines.
Well, let's bring in Lynette as we talk about moments we've all been waiting for. We get to find out which heavy hit.
Back to Pattern Fat Bear Week 2023 has come to a close, and it's time now to reveal this year's winner.
Yeah, we've got Naomi Boak, the media ranger at Katmai National Park and Preserve, joining us now to chat about this. Naomi, thank you so much for being with us, and let's get to it. You had a bracket. Who won the bracket, and were you surprised at all?
Well, it was one this.
Why? There's just a look to Grazer.
That wide waist in the cave. I'll tell you what, she's a big bear. You know, I don't know if you know this because it's got to be hard. Just salmon, or were there other intakes going in as well to fatten her up?
No, well,
as the planet continues to warm, are they not going to hibernate long enough? Will the salmon be an issue? What are some of their problems?
well, we really.
Yeah, good call. Makes us kind of think back of the things we can do. Naomi Boak, thank you so much for your time. Katmai National Park and Preserve, we really appreciate it. And I just got to say, I'm so glad that those brown bears are there. Because we have a lot of black bears here in the lower 48, right? I saw a black bear skull next to a grizzly skull, and it was completely
so much bigger.
Different.
They look so innocent, too, when they're like sleeping on their hands and like, you know, playing in the water. Yeah. Congratulations, Grazer. Actually, I'm really excited. It was a lady taking home the prize. For more stories like this, check out Pattern on these social media platforms. And you can
chat weather. In fact, as we kind of gear up for winter weather, looks like we've got cold weather on the horizon here.
Exactly. So definitely feeling a lot cold. Pattern, you're home for the latest news in climate change and sustainability. I'm Steph Abrams.
And I'm Jordan Steele. We're going to get into today's hot topics, and we all know at least someone who's gone vegan, or maybe over the last couple of years, but do you know any vegan dogs or vegan cats?
When dogs are young, they can't have like hard food. You have to give them soft food when they're little.
When they're
way back in the day, when they're older too. Way back in the day, we had a dog, and it was a Yorkie, and there was a little yellow bowl, and they put dog food in it, a bunch of water, and set it on the counter. And then we had family over, and
they didn't know it was dog food?
They didn't know it was dog food.
Oh my gosh.
Let's put it. I don't remember because I was really little at the time. I was younger, you know.
Well, this is pretty good.
It's like a story that's always told. Like, remember when he ate the dog food? You know.
Now, how many of us have tried it?
A lot of people, I feel like you've tried. I've never tried dog food.
Well, you've tried. Someone's like, dude,
oh, you know, where's Lynette? Whenever she comes on, Lynette has eaten a lot of dog food.
It's like part of her snack option.
Gosh, Chef. You've like had the food.
That's your normal snack routine.
She's tried it. Maybe not a lot. Maybe I misspoke on that. Thank you for correcting me. She's tried it. Well, I felt like the other day she's like, oh yeah, I've had I tried this, I tried that. Yeah, remember?
I do.
Sorry, Lynette.
And honestly, the canned food, it looks good, like stew.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
It smells disgusting.
It smells good. I'm saying it looks good. I've not tried that, and I won't try it.
All right. The biggest thing keeping over the market in the U.S. is the cost. A recent survey done by Autolist.com shows 42% of people say EVs are too expensive to buy or lease. Automaker Kia has the solution. The company just introduced.
I know they have subsidies here too. So I mean, if anyone's out there and knows what the subsidies at.
Yeah, it's up to that. If it's an American-made car, I think everything has to be made in America to get the highest subsidy.
I got to give props where props are due, though, because Kia, I now see see those cars
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And people are talking about them in my circle. Like, have you seen some?
Yeah.
Now on the technology front, too.
Yeah.
Maybe that car will come over here eventually.
Yeah, hopefully.
Single-seater.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see.
hopefully it'll be the same price, too.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be nice? All right. Steph, this hot topic is just for you because we know how much you hate using those little plastic bags to get like your apples at the store, or like
your carrot.
You buy the fresh broccoli.
You put them in there.
So you just put the broccoli right in
I put it all literally in the cart. In fact, one of my carrots just this last Sunday fell out, and I was like, oh, whoops. And I was like, what do I do with it? I picked it up, put it right back in the cart. You're going to wash it anyway.
Well, there's a Texas-based company that's come up with this bag. It's much more eco-friendly than the plastic bag. So with your carrots, do you shave off the edge?
Wash them. I'm like, man, first of all, that stuff's rolling all over who knows what before they come, you know.
Yeah.
And by the way, they do make cloth bags that you can put your vegetables in. I have some of those, but I get lazy and I was like, forget it. Just put it in the cart.
Okay. What was once beautiful lake to live near is now causing serious health concerns. We're going to look at why the Salton Sea is...
I really put them all in there. Go back to Pattern. Just outside Joshua Tree National Park, you'll find the Salton Sea. The saline lake was once a popular tourist destination, providing a cool place to swim in the middle of the desert. But as the lake dries up, the resort community, as you can imagine, has declined, and now the Salton Sea poses a serious health concern.
Yeah, and while California state legislature battles over the best way to restore this lake, thousands of people who live nearby, they're struggling with asthma and other health problems. So CBS News correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti has this story for us.
So many different issues there, right?
Well, and I mean, if you just think about it, like, think about where you live and not knowing what's just upstream from your general prevailing winds blowing in. Like, you don't typically think about that. You've got a lake and there's problems, but like some people live in places like this where you have stuff blowing overhead and you have no idea and it's causing health problems.
And or they lived there before all this was there or whatnot, and now it develops and you're like, what do I do now?
Right.
You know, it's hard to move sometimes. For more stories like these,
talk about the drought, focusing on the southeast.
Exactly. So we had the drought in California. We have the drought go into Savannah.
Good timing with that, at least, Lynette. Thank you very much.
Well, a North Carolina church didn't let consistent power outages get them down.
How their path
to Pattern. Well, when a neighborhood church was hit again and again and again with power outages, its pastor decided it was time to make a change for the better.
In this episode of Faces of Change, we see how this church keeps keeping the lights on for the whole community while reducing its emissions.
I like it too. I was like, I want to make sure everyone can see these because it is kind of cool. Always when I'm driving, I see solar panels on the roof. It's a double take. I'm like, oh, cool.
And maybe people will know to come there if they're in need also, you know,
see the lights
in the community. Yeah.
They'll see the lights on.
That's true, Jordan.
All right, let's get a weather update from Lynette, see what's going on weather-wise across the country. Lots of big weather stories.
Yeah, we do. So we're dealing with some severe weather in Florida now. We could see some tornadoes as we go throughout today, guys. So we're going to have to watch too.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Lynette, we appreciate that. Coming up on Pattern tomorrow, it's that time of year when the leaves